Hi everybody, time to get started. Oh yeah. I'm waiting for Kaz to come in. He's got to see my dress before I start. But today I will be doing an elote inspired corn fritter, which is really fun. Oh, hello. Inviting Kaz in. Wonderful. I'm doing elote mustard summer pasta and a kettle corntini. Hello. I had
Are
to
we
wait
getting
for
on the magic? Are we getting on the magic bus?
on the magic school bus. No, the other day when we were talking about Miss Frizzle and you couldn't recall who she was, and I'm thinking, you mean the one I am for Halloween every chance I get? And I don't have a corn
Yeah,
themed dress today, so I figured themed
you
dress.
you were not joking.
I was
Oh
not
my
joking.
God.
No, I was a little
I didn't
offended.
even
I recall her.
they actually make costumes for Miss Frizzle.
Of
Okay.
course they do. And if they didn't, I would have to learn how to sew.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. Oh. So I'm doing the elote-inspired corn fritter, a honey mustard summer pasta, and a kettle corntini. And I have a ton of grilled corn. And you know how when they sell corn, they always sell it for like 5 for $3 or an insane amount, and you're not sure if you ever want to buy all that amount, which I do anyway, because leftovers are great. So we're just working with those leftovers today.
Okay. All right.
So I'm going to start with the corn fritter. Now, of course, we're taking the corn off the cob. What I like to fix what my angle here. There we go. I have a bundt pan, and with that, I'm going to just like stick this in here. And with my knife, I'll just run it down the side. You just got to make sure you don't like slam it down when you cut it.
Wow. Okay. So I've seen the bowl inside of a bowl, but I never thought about just taking out something that most of us have, a bundt pan.
Right. And like, what else are you using a bundt pan for? Making bundt cakes? Do people still make those?
Right. Exactly.
It's just one of those things, and you get a bowl to catch it. Whoop. And of course, save your corn cobs for your future veggie stock because it's so good in there. I always save my veggie scraps to make stock. And corn cobs are my favorite part of that.
Mindscape Trips Reality says, and you can push it through that hole and get it all off.
Oh, yeah.
I don't,
Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to force it. I want nice, clean corn. But yes, you
okay.
absolutely could. You absolutely could.
Yeah.
Well, I might have to
I
try
would,
that.
I would think that would just crush.
Yeah, it is kind of crushing. So I guess if you're making like a creamed corn kind of thing, that would absolutely work. But we are
Yes.
not doing that. But it's okay.
But,
This corn is going to go inside a fritter.
but still, it's a really good tip.
Oh,
I
yeah.
never even thought about a bundt pan.
Already in there.
Thank you, Mindscape.
I
You
have
guys,
a little fryer
if
over
you're
here.
just scrolling through, please, you're watching Food Talk TV, and this is Taylor Rose. She is the mustard queen on TikTok. And please give us a follow. She is here every Thursday nights, and she's making a special appearance tomorrow, right?
Yes, I am. I'm doing mustard for breakfast at 4 p.m. Central.
Okay.
Eat breakfast for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, though.
Hi, Sherry.
Sorry, I'm trying to get my fryer working. I thought it was already preheated.
That's
Okay.
what you all.
The
That's
light
what
was
you
just
always
really
think.
dim. Okay, it's working. The light was just really dim. A lot of times I'll just use my Dutch oven and have that over here, but it's hot.
Okay.
And any chance I get. So with
And
the
you know,
corn fritters first.
okay. So, guys, if you're wondering what she's making, there's a little black card right near the top of the screen that has her menu. Elote's inspired corn fritters, and that's what she's going to start working on first.
Yeah, which like this was really funny because I was just hanging out on my own channel on live and I had leftover corn and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. And so I figure, oh, you know what? I'm kind of feeling corn fritters. That sounds like fun. And I wasn't sure I was just going for a basic corn fritter, right? And as I'm doing that, someone comes along in my comments section and goes, "Oh, are you making elote?" And I go, "I am now. I am now." So that's kind of where I got the idea. And the plans I originally had for today were totally derailed because I could not stop thinking about these fritters.
Hi, Amy. If You Seek Amy is in the comments. That's her name, If You Seek Amy. And she is part of our FTTV agency. She does game nights. Her and her boyfriend Carlo do game nights on their channels.
Oh, that's cool.
On Friday and Saturday nights.
Okay. So I'm doing the whole thing where I do the dry in one pan or one bowl and then the wets in the other. Then we'll combine and then we'll make fritters. So I have my all-purpose flour and some baking powder. If you just have self-rising flour, just do a cup plus a tablespoon of that.
Okay.
A little bit of salt.
So for this recipe, we're actually amping up the leavener, right?
I'm sorry?
For this recipe, we're amping up the leavener.
Oh, I'm not. I'm doing all-purpose. This isn't self-rising. I was just saying if you have self-rising, that's what you would do.
Got it.
Sorry about that.
Thank you for the gifts, Amy.
Oh, thank you. And then some brown sugar. And then, of course, I'm going to add chili powder to this. Any chili powder of your preference. I make my own chili powder, and this is going to be an ancho powder that I made. So it's not going to be too spicy, but it's going to be nice and peppery.
All right. Since activity, we're making elotes-inspired corn fritters.
I'm just going to have to push the brown sugar through. Okay.
And this recipe is on the website already. It's the first recipe up if you go there now. The website is foodtalktv.com. Just scroll down and you'll see the finished corn fritters along with the recipe.
Oh, I left my eggs in the living room.
You guys are watching Food Talk TV. This is Taylor Rose. She's the mustard queen on TikTok. Her username or account name is Ketchup is Garbage. And it's not intended to be provocative if you hate ketchup.
But it really is. It really is. I'd like to be known for the things I love, though, and not the things I hate. All right.
Tell me why you tapped that egg.
Oh, when you tap the egg, and I learned this from a viral thing. I learned this from a viral video, and I'm obsessed with this hack. But when you slightly tap it, not enough to crack the shell, but just enough, it cracks the membrane on the inside. So when you do crack the egg, it's so much easier to crack, and you're less likely to get shells in it.
Do you know what?
Because you can do that when you're doing hard-boiled eggs or anything. Like you do the little tapping before you hard-boil, and so that way when you're done, it's easier to crack them.
You know, I was maybe a few weeks ago, Christine, who is October Dragonfly here, she taught me the same thing. She learned it from a viral video, and I didn't believe it, but now I'm hooked. I know it, and I know it absolutely works.
Right. It really does. It really does. It's amazing. It's my favorite hack I've learned, I think. And I feel like I've learned a lot of hacks. All right.
Nuggies, hey.
Hey there.
We were just talking about your game nights, your adult game nights, as Amy corrected me, on TikTok. Yes, they're adult. They play Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, I'm there. I'm there.
Yes, this or that. It's actually very fun.
I got into Apples to Apples before I knew Cards Against Humanity existed. And so when I got across that, it's so much fun. Great way to make the entire family awkward. Hi, Sandra. So I I put a couple tablespoons of mustard in here because I put mustard in everything, but mustard is also adds a little different flavor. But when you eat these fritters, you're not going to know there's mustard in there. But that's kind of my shtick, you know? So if you leave out the mustard, it's okay. So, and then I have half of a poblano in here. And then I also put I only did 2. I did 3 last time. I'm going to do another corn and show everyone my corn trick again for those who missed it. It's a bundt pan. But I will be doing this whole thing, you know?
Okay.
Because I think in total my recipes have 8 corn cobs. I'm going to have a really nice corn stock after this.
Allie Roch was asking a question, but I'm not sure the context, Allie. Or maybe you said something, Taylor. She's asking, do you make your own stock? So I'm not sure what the context is on that.
Oh, yes, I do. She was asking about the corn cobs with the stock. Yeah.
Okay.
I absolutely do. So if you don't make your own veggie stock, you absolutely should, because all you do is get a freezer bag, and every time you have scraps, like these poblano seeds and this end of the poblano, the corn cobs, I just shove in a freezer bag, and whenever I'm ready to make my own veggie stock, then I will just add some water to it and let it simmer, throw in some herbs. Or you can throw it into a chicken stock you're making.
There's a gifting war going on here.
Oh, I'm here for that. I am here for that. So 3 corn cobs, half of a poblano. I got an egg. I have egg, corn, poblano, mustard, and then I also have milk. And then I'm also going to be adding my cotija, which this is like really finely grated. It's very similar to that very grated Parmesan that you get. So you can always substitute that if you don't have this. There are some cotijas that are more resembled to like a feta, but
as a matter of fact, on the website, there is if you search for under the reference category, just type in reference, you'll see a sheet that tells you which which Italian cheese to substitute for every Mexican cheese.
Oh, that is such a neat thing. I love that. Oh, yes. So, got my wets here.
So what she essentially made was a very savory pancake batter.
Yeah, essentially, yes.
Yes.
It's going to be a little bit of a thicker consistency than that, though. So it's like a thick pancake batter.
Yes, because of all the veggies.
Yes. Oh, man, I had so much fun yesterday on my live because I just had this idea where, like, what if you don't have a waffle maker? Could you get a pastry bag and just, like, draw your own on a pan? And, like, for some reason, that was just in my head, and I couldn't stop until I was doing that. The answer is I can, but people might beat me up if I call it a waffle.
Thank you for all the gifts. You guys, the gifts help us do what we do here. We go live every single day for you guys. Every single day. And we're lucky enough to have Taylor Rose here on Thursday nights.
And then I do surprise shows. Like tomorrow, I'm doing mustard for breakfast at 4.
Yes, she is.
Oh, yeah. So I could imagine that you could just start out with Bisquick, then add in some other stuff, and then make it nice and thick, and there you go. Ooh, I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah.
Bisquick is just a great, little cheat code.
Well, it's intended to code.
Right. Bless the cheat codes. Okay, I'm going to have to adjust the camera so we can go to the fryer. Let's see if it's ready yet. How's the angle here?
It's good.
Let's see if I can.
And plus, it was nice to actually see you for a second.
Okay, there we go. Hi.
There she is.
Let's see if this is ready. I'm gonna get a thermometer here.
Oh, Kelly Cook, Texas is in the house. Hi there. Kelly is a great friend of mine.
Oh, hey, Kelly.
She's also a huge creator, too.
Oh, really?
Yes, she is.
Okay.
Yes, she is.
Oh no, my fryer is not
It's not
quite
quite
ready.
ready, is it?
Yeah, it's not quite ready. I would have much preferred to use my Dutch oven. Maybe I should have gone that route.
Well, at
I
this
don't have
point,
my stage hands here either.
you know what? At this point, warming that up is going to take the same amount of time as warming up your Dutch oven, right?
Oh yeah. So I'll go
So,
ahead and then I can start working on my pasta and doing that because I mean I have got other stuff to cook too. It's fine.
okay. So, Kelly and everyone who just scrolled in, she is making elotes inspired corn fritters. Kelly is actually the TikTok queen of Tex-Mex.
Oh,
Yes, 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 yes.
I love a good TikTok queen.
Oh, there we go. There goes the oil right into the
There we go.
Dutch oven.
Yeah. See, there we go. And I, oh, I feel like I have a much bigger kitchen now. Hooray. So where's everyone from? I'm genuinely curious, like how far this is going.
Yeah, you guys, put in where you're from here, and I'll read them off.
I'm in Nashville.
And I'm in East Texas. Texas is so big you have to define it. Tammy's from Georgia, but she lives in Alabama. Heidi is from Maryland.
I don't even think East is enough of a qualifier at this point, though.
That's true. Nuggies is in New Hampshire. Toto at Oz, Tennessee. Tanya Williamson, Florida. Kelly's in Texas.
Texas, all right. Why am I saying Texas all right? Tennessee, all right.
We've got Jensen Activity, Maury County, Tennessee. And Carlo says Amy is in New York, April's in California. God, we're every place, aren't we? Yeah. Shannon Archer, Arkansas. Cynthia 56 is in my neighborhood, East Texas.
Oh, right on.
Cynthia, I'm in Tyler, Texas, or in Athens, Texas, near Tyler. We've got Deborah Harrison from Texas. Christina, 2007, North Carolina. And Nuggies wants to correct you. He says that New Hampshire is where it's at. So.
Oh, I'll fight you.
Okay, we've got Houston here. Oh, Cynthia's in Carthage. Okay, Carthage is more East Texas than I'm in East Texas. So she's in
There's the Carthage, Tennessee.
Yeah, she's in the Piney Whites. They call it the Piney Whites.
You know, Kunchi always suggests to leave the root on so you don't cry when you do onions, and I always forget that tip until I've already cut off the root, and I gotta tell y'all, I'm crying. So just so you know, y'all didn't do anything to offend me. It's the onion.
I know Kunchi doesn't cry, and you know what? I don't cry either. An onion has never made me cry, so I'm not
really.
sure.
It's coming down my face right now.
Kelly says that keeping the root on does not work.
It does not work?
No, it doesn't work for her. It doesn't work for her.
Okay.
She's not saying that it doesn't work.
Yeah, I've had times where I've tried every single hack on the planet and just none of them worked for me.
Carlo, it's okay if you share the live with me. As a matter of fact, when I say share the live with 5 people, a lot of these people I'm talking to, I'm in their first 5. I don't mind. Just share the live. It helps get people in here.
You could even just copy the link and that works the same. You can share it to me. And one thing on my live, or it was on Kunchi's live that my sister didn't know until she was watching, was that when you hit like, you can tap multiple times. You don't just have to give us a singular like.
Yes, not a singular like.
Yeah, you don't have to do
Kelly,
just a singular like.
Kelly is asking if I keep my onions in the fridge or not. Yes, I do keep my onions in the fridge.
You
I
do?
definitely keep them in the fridge. Yes. Maybe I'm thinking she's asking me that because maybe that makes a difference in the crying. And
That might be it. Because I
she
don't keep
also
mine in the
she
fridge.
also says that just as long as you're crying over onions, boys, we're good.
That's a good hashtag. Hashtag onions, not boys. I love that.
Uh,
My husband's on his way home. He's not here quite yet, but he's quite amazing. So if you notice all this like stuff in the background, he's helping me remodel the kitchen right now. So there's all sorts of new paint on here. He detextured a lot of the walls. There's new trim. Um, all of our outlets are like square and nice and neat, and I'm obsessed. I feel like I'm in a brand new kitchen. Oh yeah,
you
I'm
know
already hearing this sizzle.
that's really nice to have the renovations going on, but sometimes it's perpetual. It never stops.
Oh, it hasn't stopped since we bought this house in 2021.
So
But
Nuggies is asking you what type of onions you use, yellow or Vidalia.
oh, this one was a yellow, was a sweet
Okay.
yellow onion.
All
But
right.
of course, I just switched around a lot. I love all the onions.
During the Monday live with Arix, she was saying that she never uses yellow onions because they're sweet. And I never really thought of it. I just never really thought of it that the white onions are just typically more bitter. I never really thought of it.
Yeah. I mean, like I knew they were sweet, but I didn't realize that there are people who just actively avoid them for that reason.
Yeah,
But to be fair,
yeah,
she has very strong opinions about onions and garlic and stuff.
yes, she does. Yes, she does.
She really does.
Uh, uh, Juicing Activity says no crying during content creation. That's actually that, yeah, that should actually be in our bylaws. Yes,
That should be like right next to the bacon.
yes, there you go.
Oh, and so the past couple of days have been Amazon Day, and I wasn't planning on getting anything at all. But my husband surprised me with these new knives.
Oh,
We got two of them, and it's my first set of these. The Henkels.
oh yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, I'm obsessed.
Yes, those are nice.
I really feel like I've been missing out, and I'm really upset that no one called me out on this before.
Uh, those type of knives are used generally in professional kitchens.
Ooh, look at me pretending to be all
Yeah.
professional.
April, she is making a uh, actually. What are you working on right now? Because you already have your elotes.
I have the elote corn fritters work ready. I'm working on frying the oil, and then I'm cutting veggies for this pasta salad I got coming up. So,
Okay.
which I never know if I should like pre-cut my veggies before these shows or if I should just do it on live. But I think it's fun on live. It's just nice and relaxing. And
Yes. Yes. Kelly Cooks Texas recommends the knife brand Dahlstrom. Uh, it's a it's they have a program actually for newer creators to apply for.
what is the brand?
Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I know that maybe 2 years ago, Kelly got a very, very nice knife from them.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
I gotta check it out. All right.
Oh, she says she has several now. So, you guys, if you're just scrolling through, you're watching Food Talk TV. This is Taylor Rose. She is the Mustard Queen on TikTok, on her own channel. She goes live on her own channel. She's gracious enough to come on Food Talk TV every Thursday, and she'll be making an extra appearance tomorrow as well at 4 o'clock Central. All the times that you hear us talk about in Food Talk TV are actual Central Times.
I'm
And
liking
that's
that you
because,
make everyone go off our time.
yes, yes, because that's where we are.
I love that.
I know Kunchi says, Kunchi comes on live on Tuesdays on Food Talk, and he looked at the website. He says, "You have my time wrong. It's 10 a.m." And I said, "No, you have your time wrong. It's 9 a.m. Central, Kunchi."
Right? Like, no, you just live in the wrong time.
That's right. That's right. Oh, Ollie, Allie Rod finally recognized your dress.
Oh, she did?
Yes.
To be fair, it's covered up by an apron now, but it's because Kaz and I were having a conversation, or we were on a live, and someone mentioned Miss Frizzle, and he had no idea who that was, and
No
it
clue.
hurt my soul. It offended me.
Yes, no clue. And then she told me she used to dress up like her for Halloween, and I'm like, okay,
You,
I'm still not. Oh, okay. Well, I guess she's dressed up like that for a lot too. So she's cosplaying her life today.
right? So yeah, Kaz, when you called me right before the live, that's why I had the phone just showing my face because I didn't want you to see what was going on.
Is that what was going on? Okay, I
Yeah,
didn't. I
that's
didn't.
why I'm like, you can't see me. I'm trying to surprise you.
I did not suspect. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Kelly says she doesn't know who that is either. Ha! Oh, but then she says we're
Okay, how
old.
old?
She
How
yeah.
old are you, Kelly? I'm
She said
curious,
she
like
said
what age group this is.
yeah. That's the last thing she said is we're old.
Oh, we're old.
Yeah, and Kelly's not old either, but she is older than you are.
Okay. I gotta wash my bacony hands, so I'll take back to this over here. You know, I never used to show any sort of cleanup or anything like that in any of my lives until one day my sister was watching one of my lives and she tells me, "Did you know that you had more people joining your live when you were doing dishes than anything else?" That was so funny. Okay. All right. The critter mix right over here. All right, it sounds like it's ready, so it's time, I believe, for the fritters. If you missed this, in here I first mixed the dry ingredients. I have flour, I put chili powder, baking powder, soda. Yeah, I'm sorry, baking powder, salt, and brown sugar. And then in a separate thing, I had egg, milk, corn, poblano. I think that. Oh, and I also put cotija cheese in here. And then I combined the two and have a little scooper.
And your corn was grilled, right?
I'm sorry. Yes, the corn was grilled. All of this corn that I'm using today is grilled because my thing is like they always sell the corn in mass amounts, and if you feel like you shouldn't buy all the corn because you don't need to use it, buy all the corn, grill all the corn, then use all the corn later. You don't have to eat it the day of. It's okay. So we're just doing a quick spray on the inside of here.
So the batter doesn't stick to the inside of the disher.
I think I'm having a technical difficulty with my oil.
It's not cooperating.
I'm sorry.
It's not cooperating.
No, it's bubbling, but I had used it yesterday. It's bubbling, but it's not of temperature.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
not
Well,
sure what's going on here.
hey Ryan,
Yeah, it may have been some water in the container, and so it's just simmering out the water that's in there.
you know what? It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's going to be fine. It'll get there. Do not panic over your oil. It's going to get there.
Okay, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. So just waiting another minute for that, but I was so excited to make these.
You know what? Why don't you take a minute and tell us what you actually do on your own channel?
I'm sorry?
Why don't you take a minute and just put the camera up to you and tell people what you do on your own channel?
Oh, I would absolutely love to. So I do live a lot just playing around in my kitchen. A lot of times on my lives, I don't quite know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of playing around with ingredients and taking suggestions. And I work with mustard a lot because I am the mustard queen. My username is Ketchup is Garbage, but I like to talk more about things I like rather than things I hate. I'm a little obsessed with the science of mustard and how the flavor of mustard is created through a chemical reaction. It's kind of its own weird style of fermentation, right? So when you combine crushed mustard seed with cold water, it makes the enzyme attack like a glucoside, which is similar to how sugar is created, but it's actually a bitter component. So that's why mustard is bitter. It's because like when that happens and that chemical reaction happens, then it's bitter. So there's all sorts of it to it. And then I also convince people that they should enjoy mustard because even though it is bitter, it's more of an acquired bitter taste. Very similar to how coffee is. You don't always start drinking coffee, or I'm sorry, coffee drinkers don't usually start drinking their coffee black. They start with cream and sugar and then eventually go to black coffee. Same with beer. Beer drinkers don't typically start with the IPAs. They'll go with the light beers and then on to the darker ones. I'm getting pretty close to this. I'm so excited. It's
As a
always
matter of fact,
surprised when these things take so long.
that's fine. We have plenty to talk about. Also, on foodtalktv.com is a mustard pairing guide that Taylor and I both worked on.
Yes. I love that. I love that.
It's in the kitchen blog. So it's the same place as the recipes. Her account is Ketchup is Garbage.
Ketchup is coming.
Ketchup is Garbage. Go there, give her a follow.
For these, you need to go ahead and start working on the sauce because, I mean, sauces are way better when you start ahead of time anyway. So I don't even realize why I didn't
That's right.
need to start with that.
Also, on her own channel, right now she's wearing a Food Talk apron. On her own channel, she wears a mustard colored apron.
Mustard apron, yes. So if you think you might recognize me from somewhere, but you can't quite place it, I'm typically in a yellow apron.
Yes.
Typically it. So I'm doing a mayo-based sauce here. Kind of inspired by the ingredients that are in elote, but of course there's mustard to it. A little bit of a honey mustard kind of sauce to it. You don't have to add mustard. This sauce, some people might think it's weird to add mustard to it, but I like it because it gives it a little depth that's not just mayonnaise and tortilla and lemon juice or lime juice. So that's where I came up with. That's how I justify adding mustard to it.
Okay.
I'm always justifying adding mustard to things.
You guys, you can find links to all of our creators, including Taylor, by going to the link in our bio. So link tree there, and just click on Taylor, and it'll take you directly to her account. You can find out more about all of our creators by going to foodtalktv.com and looking for creators. And,
oh, yeah.
And thank you, Kelly, for asking all the good questions.
I do love someone who asks good questions. I always feel like I'm the person in lives that will just hang out in the comments section and kind of take over. Oh, thank you for the gift. Love it. Thank you.
Kat is loyal. She's here every week.
She's my best friend. I mean, she's just some random person.
One of these days, we're going to see her on camera, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. One of these days, she's going to be in the kitchen helping.
Okay.
And then she's over here like, I didn't sign up for that. Now,
I
my
think a
sister makes
couple,
appearances a lot, and my husband shows up from time to time. My husband just got home from work, and then he bailed. Oh,
he saw there was too much going on.
yeah, he's like, there is too much crazy going on over here.
So Becky is asking if you ever use ketchup.
Never, 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 never. People will ask me what I use on my French fries instead. Typically, honey mustard, malt vinegar is really good. Any mustard, really. But I also really love malt vinegar, as I said before. And then people ask me about barbecue sauce or things that have ketchup like as an ingredient in the sauce. There's a lot of Asian sauces that will have. I did not put the chili powder in here, but there's a lot of Asian sauces that will also have that. Have ketchup in there, and even then, I would just rather use tomato paste and sugar and vinegar on my own terms. Yep. If y'all don't make
Kelly,
your own chili powder and you're the type of person that does have a spice grinder and grind your own spices and stuff, you absolutely need to do that. I will never go back to store-bought. That's just a personal thing, but store-bought tastes like dust to me now.
last week on live, you actually made ancho chili powder, right?
I did, and that's that same powder.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's the same stuff.
Kelly
And I
is
like making my
definitely
own too, because sometimes I like making it super spicy. Sometimes I
Kelly is definitely a
it is
Texas girl. She puts ranch on her French fries. That's a Texas girl,
Oh
definitely.
yeah, better than ketchup.
According to you, anything is better than ketchup.
Right. Fair enough. All right. There we go. I'm going to try it. There we go. So I had sprayed this earlier with some cooking spray. I'm going to move this on over. There we go. Sprayed this with some cooking spray. And we're just going to plop in here. Careful to not to overcrowd. Just, oh, there we go.
So your oil is up to temp now.
Yes.
Okay.
It's at 320, which I would prefer 350, but I got things to do here. It may just take a couple extra minutes. Anywhere from 325 to 360, you're going to be fine. Oh, there I am.
There we go. And yes, Kelly, I'll show you how to do the photo over the video.
Oh, yes, it's super easy. It's super easy. And then while these are going on in here, I still have my cotija cheese, and I'm going to just pour some into a little bowl. Or not a little bowl. I'm going to do a large tossing bowl, because when these
Okay.
come out of the fryer, I'm just going to immediately put them in here and toss. So we get a
Oh
nice
my!
little,
And there's your elotes.
yeah, there's your elotes.
Wow.
You know, I'll go ahead and put a little chili powder in here too. I think that'll be nice. I didn't do that with my yesterday batch, but I'm going to do that with my today batch. We're just going to like let them toss in there.
Just keep perfecting the recipe.
Yes, exactly. This is like my new favorite party thing. My new favorite without really being impressive.
Kelly, that is cotija cheese. Cotija cheese.
Cotija cheese, yes. It's very finely grated. Like it's very similar to the Parmesan that you get in the shaker.
Thank you for the gifts.
All of my burgers are taking a million years to start up today, because I'm also getting pasta water started for that pasta I got coming up. All of my burgers are camera shy today.
Could you go over the ingredients for the fritter batter again?
For the fritter batter, I have all-purpose flour, baking powder, salt, brown sugar, chili powder, and I sifted all of that. And then I also have egg, milk. I have corn, poblano. I'm forgetting something, which is why I have a list written down. How did I forget the mustard? How? That's the only thing you see. I forget to list, and that's literally my shtick. But then I combine those and toss them into like, it's like a very thick pancake batter. This is essentially a very thick, savory pancake batter.
Savory pancake batter, yes. It's a fritter.
Yes.
It's a fritter.
It's a fritter. It's a fritter. And I am making these because I was on my own live yesterday and I knew I had grilled corn that I had to use leftover for, or I needed to do something with the leftovers. And I was like, oh, you know what? On a whim, I decided to do corn fritters. And as I'm making them and I pull out the corn, someone in my comment section goes, oh, are you making elote? I am now. And so that's how this is born. And I love those kind of recipes that just come up because
And it's,
of
you know what?
Facebook.
It's also nice to have a smart audience too.
It
People
really
that
is. It really
people that
is.
help you. I find that with my audience, I have lots of people that come in and they make really, really good suggestions.
I love that because we don't know everything. I mean, I didn't go to culinary school. I know you didn't go to I know you did go to culinary school. I'm sorry, but I mean, you still even say all the time you're learning all the time.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes, yes, yes. So Kelly would add cilantro, but I'm sure she would probably add jalapenos too, because she puts jalapenos on her cereal in the morning. So,
Oh, I didn't add cilantro to the batter, but I put a ton of cilantro in the sauce that I made.
oh, see.
Yeah, I'm with you, girl. I'm with you. And I know that I'm gonna sweep my kitchen, so I'm just kind of, I know I'm
There we
sweeping my
go.
kitchen.
There we go. Oh my gosh, look at them.
I'm so excited. I'm in
Yes,
love. I'm
yes,
in love
yes.
with this recipe. I really am. It made me kind of sad too because I'm like, man, this is like the best thing I've ever created, and it wasn't carefully thought out at all. It wasn't. It did feel like my idea. All
I
right.
think, yeah, I think it's great. I think it's great. You guys, you can find the recipe on foodtalktv.com. You don't have to search for it. It's right there in the on the front page.
Yes. And if you're not waiting for your oil to heat up, it does not take that long. If your oil's already hot, this is like a 20-minute thing at most.
Nope, no cornmeal in this recipe.
I did not put cornmeal in this recipe. I did think about it, but I did not. Although I feel like that would make a great version.
Oh yes, 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 yes.
Oh yeah, and this
So
recipe or
you
about 8. Okay, I think I'm getting 8 out of these.
you don't want to put too many in there at one time because as you do that, you drop the temperature of the oil and it'll take longer to cook. And if you drop the oil of the temperature too much, then it won't form a crust quick enough on the outside and oil will start to absorb.
Yes, that is correct. Oh yes. And in the recipe, I did put about 3 cups of oil for frying. You just want enough to where it covers it. My oil's not quite covering my fritters, but that's okay because I am tossing them. It's absolutely okay. I think there's just one fritter that's poking out.
Shannon Archer says that she salts her ketchup. So I'm assuming that she believes that you need some ketchup tips. So everybody take note.
Assuming that I need tips for ketchup.
Yes, yes,
I do not need any ketchup tips, but I'm sure there are people here that might appreciate that.
that's right.
It is so funny how people can get so outraged about it. So how the whole ketchup hate thing started, kind of. It was like on Facebook where, you create a group, like a Facebook group, because you type a sentence so many times. And I'm in a lot of food and cooking groups on Facebook, and I would just see so many people just like demolish their plate with ketchup. And I would just always type, ketchup is a garbage condiment. And I did that so many times, I ended up making a Facebook group. That ended up getting kind of big. And then I had a friend who got on Teespring for me and set up my account for me. This is in 2018. She just went ahead and set up the Teespring account for me. It was like, no, people need to wear these shirts. I bought a shirt, and then that weekend we went to this festival in Nashville that they throw almost every year. They're not doing it this year. It's called Live on the Green. And while I was wearing the shirt, I had someone ask me like, hey, I love your shirt. May I take a picture? I want to show it to my friends. And so they took a picture of it And the next day I was viral on Facebook. Hundreds of thousands of people were reacting to it. It was probably the worst viral experience I've ever had. Yeah.
Hello,
It's like, oh, like
RX.
I was getting actual threats for it. And it's like, it's ketchup, guys. But I mean, anytime someone is calling me ridiculous for having content surrounded around hating ketchup, it's like, well, it's because y'all act ridiculous about it. That's the only reason why this works.
RX is in the house. Hi, RX. We were just talking about you earlier.
To be fair, though, we're always talking about RX. I love watching her.
Sally, thank you for the heart.
Lighting?
Thank you for all the gifts, guys. Oh, you just hit 15,000 K likes.
Wow, thank y'all. That's so great considering how long it took me to heat up oil today. Oh, there we go. There's my sage hands.
Ryan's back.
Yeah. I think he would like for me to call him my husband and not my sage hands, but you know, it's my show.
It's your show. That's right.
Oh, yes.
That's right.
And when I was making these yesterday on my live, I did a couple of them, and then I remembered I had poblano, and so I cut up some poblano and then threw that in the batter, and it was a game changer. It really was a game changer adding that poblano. But jalapeno would also be really good too. But I think all the stuff in here is just kind of mild pepper.
Wow, my mouth is watering.
Yes. You should absolutely taste. This is one of my favorite things. As I was telling you last night, I couldn't stop thinking about it.
You know, pretty soon I'm going to only be eating food that RX and Taylor make.
Ah, yes. And I tossed it in a combination of that grated cotija and the chili powder. My chili powder is an ancho powder. I like making my own, but whatever kind you buy and like, up to you. Up to you. As long as you like it, it works in this recipe.
Thank you, Toto and Oz. Thank you for the gifts.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, you're not going to need another picture. This is going to look exactly like the one that you sent me
Exactly
already.
like the one I made.
Yeah.
I don't think I even really made any changes to it because, well, I mean, I didn't measure anything today either, but I didn't measure anything yesterday. It was just me trying to figure out what exactly I did. And this is identical to the picture that's already up on Food Talk TV.
Yes. foodtalktv.com. Just go to the website, just scroll down, and you will see that. Tap on it, and you'll get the entire recipe.
I'm kind of anxious about like setting these to the side because my husband's home. And I'm afraid I won't get any.
RX,
Okay.
RX, we love you too. And anyone who's in there, tap on RX's picture, give her a follow. She comes on Food Talk TV on Mondays. Lately, she's been coming on in the morning, but sometimes she comes on in the evening. Just look for go to the website, and you'll see our shows, and you'll be able to see what time every show comes on.
She is always a treat to watch. It really is.
Her plating is perfect. It's on point every time.
It is. Every time I watch her, I'm like, ooh, I am inadequate at my plating. It's okay, I'll get there. I don't think I will, though, because I feel like she spent many, many years getting all sorts of cool plates and ideas and tricks and stuff for that.
Oh yeah, her stuff comes from experience. She's got a lot of
And
experience.
she's had her own restaurants and stuff. She's been doing this for over 20 years, right?
Yes, yes. She had her own restaurant when she was 17 years old.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. At 17, I didn't even know how to grill a cheese.
Ecuador is a little bit different.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yes, Ecuador is a little bit different.
But you can't live off of a diet of McDonald's in Ecuador?
You guys share the live, share the live, tap the screen. Let's bring people in. Let's be,
Yeah.
even if you already shared, share it again.
You can just copy the link and that works too, or you can share it to me. That's fine. I know we lost some with my stove is just not acting right today. It's weird. That pot of water I started boiling way earlier is still not even boiling.
You know what? We have had lives where we've spent an hour, the entire hour, waiting for it past pasta water to boil.
Hmm. If it can happen if it can mess up, it will happen on live.
Yes, it will.
Oh, thank
Yes, it
you,
will.
Allie. I love Allie. She's always in my lives. Her and I like to hang out, but she lives too far away to actually hang out with me.
That's
But
right,
hey,
Kelly.
that's why we
That,
have the internet.
yeah, Kelly, that's right. Waiting for things to boil and waiting for things to get hot, it's normal. That's the reason why we don't worry about it too much. Now, if you had an electric kettle, you could just pour hot water into it.
You are so correct. You are so correct. And that's so funny because last time he was on a live and he couldn't get water to boil. I'm like, hey, you should try getting a kettle.
Yeah, and I had one right behind me.
And then you made this really great video after that talking about all the cool things you can do with a kettle that I wouldn't have thought to do. And that poached egg idea is really great. I love that. I'm going to use the poached egg idea.
Yes.
So this is a new pan I got, and I got it at an international market. I'm obsessed. I'm basically making every excuse in the book to use it.
So that is either a paella pan or a brazier.
One or the other, but I'm not doing either of those things.
Okay.
But I do love it. I also got a pan that's yellow. Like I have a yellow skillet now.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I do, yes. It goes with my yellow Dutch oven. I am determined to
So,
make my kitchen yellow.
so Kelly says she's definitely going to try your recipe.
Oh, thank you. Let me know how it goes.
Allie Ratch says that she's crafting right now, but she might make some mott sticks from scratch next. So,
Oh, yes. That does sound good. Now I want those, and I have these corn fritters over here.
and someone just dropped. Oh, actually, it was Arix just dropped some McDonald's history in Ecuador. Her uncle bought the very first McDonald's franchise in 1998.
Wow. That is neat. And we were, wow. I love random trivia. Is that lighting a bit better?
It wasn't bad in the first place. It's good.
Okay. It's easy to wash me out. Water is boiling. All right. So
Lindsay,
while I'm doing everything else, I'm doing a pasta salad. It can be served warm. It can be served cold. How do you say this? I've
as
only read it.
as Ore Orich,
Orchete?
yes,
Orchete?
yes,
It sounds like I'm talking about a weapon and not pasta.
yeah, machete, orchete, yes.
Orchete.
So you guys, she is making a honey mustard summer salad.
Be sure you heavily salt your pasta water. Adds so much flavor to it. I always salt everything. I always salt in layers when I cook. So if my doctor told me that I needed to cut out the sodium, I believe him.
You know, you do not get very much sodium actually from table salt. You get it from all the processed things that you eat. That's where
Oh, okay.
that's where most of your sodium comes from.
Well, that makes me feel better.
Yeah, putting salt on your food is such a small amount of which you consume during the daytime.
You'd have to be eating like salt cubes for snacks.
Yes. As a matter of fact, even a lot of the drinks, Gatorade, salt, sodium.
I wouldn't have thought Gatorade had salt.
Oh yes. Yeah, this most sports drinks have sodium in them. So yeah, most processed foods, that's where you actually get most of your salt from. When people say, "Ah, I can't put salt on my dinner," uh, that's not where your problem lies. As a matter of fact, it's not even helping, except for it's helping you not to enjoy your food as much.
Right. So I do have this in steps where I did the bacon and then I cook the veggies and then I add everything back. But I have such a large pan, I could do everything at the same time.
Very
And I just
nice.
want to see how this pan works, you know? I want to see what I can get away with.
Very nice. Very nice. Yep, there's Allie. Sports drinks are high in sodium, and they do it for the electrolytes. Yes.
I'm going to grab a lid for this. Because whenever I'm making a vinaigrette, I always do it in these jars. I don't get a bowl and whisk it together because it does need to be emulsified for a great vinaigrette. And jars are just an easier way to do that for me. And yes,
So,
I love it when I get to clear an oil.
so tell us the ratio for a vinaigrette if you're making it from scratch.
So I'm doing 2 parts oil to 1 part vinegar. Hey, Ryan, would you grab me apple cider vinegar, please? But I do 2 parts. I do 2 parts oil to 1 part, but you can do 3 parts oil to 1 part vinegar. It just depends on how tangy you want it.
Okay.
How do you do yours?
I do generally I do about 3 parts
Okay.
oil to 1 part acid. Sometimes it's vinegar, sometimes it's lime juice or lemon juice, and sometimes it's just a teaspoon of citric acid. Depends on how creamy I want it.
Oh, never add citric acid to mine. That's a good call.
Yes, that's what the vinaigrette is the acid, right?
Oh, is
So
it in the bottom left, very bottom left of the wire? Oh, oh,
hello,
very.
OnlyPans. OnlyPan is
Oh,
in the
this is
house, and
right
it's
there
always good to see you.
by the can. Oh, okay. He handed me like 2 or 3 different apple cider vinegars before it was the one we wanted. But we like
What?
this raw, unfiltered apple cider. It does have the mother in it, so it is a little fermenty.
Okay.
Yep, there's
Hi,
mother in
Penny.
there.
Hi, Penny. Thank you for coming in. We love having our Food Talk TV family. Share the live, guys. And if you're just scrolling through and you've never seen us before, please give us a follow. This is Taylor Rose on
I
her
wonder
own
if I'm going to
channel.
cry again. I got shallot.
On her own channel, she is the Mustard Queen. Thank you for the roses.
Oh, thank you. I love roses. It's my last name.
Okay, so you're grating the shallot into.
I am. I'm going to
That's,
cut it into a smaller piece. But I like grating it in there just to get like the fine little bits
oh,
in there. Yeah. And it's adding the sharpness that this salad is really going to need. I mean, so does the apple cider vinegar. That helps too. But oh yeah,
that's a great idea. That
kind
was
of
a
helps.
joke. You missed it.
What did you say?
A great idea.
See what you did there. Ah, it shreds me up inside every time I don't get a joke. Oh yeah, I'm liking this pan right here and doing the bacon and the veggies at the same time. Love it.
What is that, like a 14-inch pan?
I didn't measure it, but I think so. Yeah, it's pretty large,
Yeah.
large and in charge. And I stirred it, but it's okay.
October Dragonfly is in the house. She says she's
Hello.
just passing through for a minute.
Hello. Nice to see ya.
Hi, Christine.
Salt and pepper.
OnlyPan says that she has two of those. I mean, OnlyPans. Let me ask you a question. Is that a paella pan or is it a brazier? Can you
Yeah,
tell?
what do you call this pan?
Yes. What do you call that one?
Mm. I think it may need more honey mustard. In my recipe, I did put Dijon and then mustard separately,
Okay.
but this is just a honey Dijon because I have it and I want to use it. I have mustard companies that send me mustard from time to time, and so
Yeah.
I just like using what they send me. And so Coop sent me a good amount.
Oh, OnlyPan says she has one each. The brazier has an angled side, and I'm not
Oh,
sure. Hmm,
I love that. I love that we have some only pans to talk to us about pans.
that's
I
right.
can't even think of any pans questions I have right now.
Thank you for all the likes there, Sally. Sally is twisted crazy old lady. Jeanette, Jeanette Bush is in the house. Hi, Jeanette.
Oh, I'm also going to go ahead and add my tomatoes so I can get them nice and blistery.
All right. So what heat setting do you have there? Is it a
This is
medium?
pretty hot. This is pretty hot. I have it at like medium high heat. It's on like in between 6 and 7.
Okay.
So my stove is having a rough time today.
Because
I got this little
I was thinking
purple
it's.
basil.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
this is
talked over
some
you.
purple basil I'm working with.
Oh,
But what were you saying?
I was just thinking that the heat looked pretty low because that bacon should be crispy by now.
Yeah. Everything that is cooking today is cooking at a very slow temperature for some reason.
Yes. Oh, you're almost at 20,000 likes.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. If only lights could pay for a new stove.
If only.
If
If
only.
only.
So I do have in my recipe that to chop garlic and put it in there, but I have all this beautiful black garlic and I want it. So I was intending on regular garlic, but black garlic is going to have to be the substitute today. Darn it. Now, if you don't know what black garlic is, it's fermented garlic. There's more of like an earthy kind of deep, rich flavor, and it's not as harsh.
Ah,
It
okay.
just has its own special flavor. It's just nice and soft. And because it's already fermented, which fermentation is essentially, it's bad. You know, it's essentially the process of making something go bad. Um, if I had to explain someone fermentation who didn't know anything about it. And so because of that, I could just leave this black garlic out forever. I don't
Huh.
think forever is correct.
Yeah, but still, I get the point. I get the
Yeah.
point. Yeah, I get the point. Sally, it's good to finally see you back around. We wonder where you've been. So you've been moving, huh? Okay.
But yeah, don't scare us like that. Yeah, I know this is
That's
on
it.
medium high. I'm kind of concerned if I need a new stove.
No, you know what? As soon as you get off live, it's going to act fine again.
Oh yeah, as soon as we get off live, that's when I'm gonna burn my house down. So I'm gonna drain and rinse my pasta. I'm gonna pour a little bit of my pasta water to the side for everything to come together. I don't need much, just a little. Just a little bit. So this is technically a pasta salad, but I am serving it warm. You can serve it cold, you know. And there is the debate of whether or not you should rinse your pasta. I'm not a rinser.
Okay.
What do y'all like to do? Do you rinse?
You know, For me, it just depends on what you're doing and where you're at. Uh, Many times my pasta goes directly into my sauce pot. Uh, I mean, directly. Underneath this pasta water, why not take the starchy water that's already on the pasta?
Right? You know, in all of this is a corn episode, and I almost didn't put the corn in my pasta salad. So maybe it's a good thing this is taking a while, so it's letting my brain keep up. So I'm
You
going to
guys,
just chop up some more corn.
right now she's showing us the little hack that she started off with. She's using a bundt pan because when else is she going to use a bundt pan?
Right. When else? And freeze your corn cobs for sec, please. I mean, you do what you want, but I like doing that. Corn cobs are just so good in veggie stock and chicken stock or its own stock. You can just boil all of your corn cobs when you're done with this and make your own corn stock, and that's the start of a great corn chowder.
Jeanette, I missed the question. And people are answering your question, Taylor, about whether they rinse or don't rinse.
I
As
thought
a
they
matter of
rinsed it
fact,
to cool.
yeah.
Well, I guess people with working stoves might want to do that, but I got time.
Okay.
But that's a good call. I just like that bit of starchiness that's still attached to the pasta.
Right. Sally says, thanks for the great idea.
Yes. And then, of course, too, if you're serving the pasta salad immediately, but whenever I make a chilled pasta salad, I like to do it ahead of time so it has time to be in the fridge, and so it is nice and cold. I don't like the in-between pasta salad. It's either got to be hot or it's got to be cold. I'm not a room temperature kind of pasta salad person.
You guys share the live, tap the screen. We're up to 21,000.
All right. My bacon is just still not crispy. It's cooked. It's going to be a little chewy. And you know what? I am okay with that because I personally like chewy bacon. Not everyone's cup of tea. I like it.
Well, also in a pasta salad, you're also not looking for it to be so done that it's crumbles into the salad either.
Right. Very true.
This is a mayonnaise-based salad?
No. I have
No.
the vinaigrette that I made that I'm going to toss in there.
Oh, okay.
And then I also have that purple basil that I cut earlier. Whoop. And my
It's gonna be
honey mustard
colorful.
vinaigrette.
And you guys,
Or you don't have
this
to dump the whole thing in there all at once. You can just pour some, decide if you need more.
recipe will be on the website within 10 minutes of this live. The only thing we're
Once I
waiting
get the
for is a
photo.
picture.
My camera person isn't here for the photo, but it's okay. Yep, I ended up using all of it.
You did. Okay.
All right. And I'll go ahead and turn off this heat now that it's finally hot. And then I have this block of feta. It's going to crumble over it. And of course, you can wait until it's chilled and you're about to serve it before you do the feta. I'm about to have this for dinner, so I'm fine with it being hot with the feta on there. And then to
This
serve,
is a-
I'm going to put a couple of these just all over the top so we make sure we get that little bit of a harsh bite on there.
Okay.
And let me make sure that my pasta salad.
Nice. Colorful
Hot.
and
Oh,
hot.
that's so good. It's very fatty from the bacon, and like I left all that bacon grease in there to cook everything else in there, so you get that fat component. But there's just so much tang in here too, and with the veggies, it's nice. And this would be really great cold. I really want this cold now.
So
Okay.
have you made this recipe before, or did you develop this recipe?
I've made variations of this recipe, just not
Okay.
this exact one. Pasta salad
Okay.
is kind of one of those things. What do I have in my fridge?
Gotcha.
Or like,
Thank you.
because my whole thing with this episode, with this whole thing I'm doing, is what am I doing with leftover corn? Because
Because you had a lot.
right, and they always sell it for. I didn't even add my pasta water, but it's okay. I don't think it needed it. I just like to reserve the pasta water just in case. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick cleanup, and then we'll get ready for a weird drink we got going on.
Hey, Chef O'Streetery, thank you for coming in. And Only Pan suggests that your bacon didn't get crispy because of the moisture in the veggies.
That's a good call. You are totally correct on that. I'm just looking at time, and sometimes when I rush, I make mistakes like that. So that is a great call. Thank you, OnlyPans. And I'm gonna move this into my oven so it's not still cooking. My oven's off. Okay. And Kaz, I know that you were probably reading my drink and thinking, what is wrong with you?
Your quarantini.
Kettle quarantini.
Kettle quarantini.
Yes. Kettle quarantini. Because I was thinking of some sort of drink that would involve corn, which bourbon is mostly corn. In order for it to be considered bourbon, it has to be at least 51% corn. So you could have just, or I could have just made a bourbon drink and called it a day there. But I decided I don't like playing on easy mode.
Okay, before we do anything else, we don't need the card anymore, so just move it down to where I'm at, and that's fine, so that we can see you, because we've made all those recipes. Now we're going into the cocktail.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, Brian. My stagehands did not want to be stagehands today. All right, so on this plate, I just have some salt and some brown sugar. This is going to be my little rimmer here.
Salt and brown sugar. Okay.
Yeah. I don't have a martini glass. I put those all in storage because I never use my martini glasses. I never make martinis. So I have some ice here. And just while I'm making the drink, I'm going to put ice. Typically, bartenders will put ice and soda water in glasses to chill them real quick. I don't have a soda water gun on hand, so I'm just going to do water and ice. Okay. And then we're going to set this stuff to the side. And I need more corn because this is a leftover grilled corn day.
Toto and Oz just got the #2 gifter badge.
Oh, thank you. Toto. That's my best friend's mom. She's amazing. Okay. I am going to have such a good corn stock with this. I'm so excited.
You know, I just don't even think about corn stock until wintertime.
Oh, yeah.
When it's 103 degrees here. Yeah.
And I'm not
really
much of a gazpacho person. I don't understand why people want cold soup. I'm not there yet. I'm not that developed in my culinary yet. I'm not there.
Mustard Chaos joined and likes live. Thank you for tapping the screen, Mustard Chaos.
Oh, what? I have someone here named Mustard Chaos? That's awesome.
Yep, Mustard Chaos.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care.
Actually, it's mustard with a pretzel and then chaos.
Oh, mustard pretzel chaos. I love that.
$25,000 likes.
Oh, whoa. Wow. Y'all are working overtime over here. Like, I feel like I'm just hanging out compared to y'all that are liking it. You know what, though? It's because I finally taught y'all that you don't have to do one singular like. I think that's what happened here.
That's so funny that anybody would just tap and get one. Oh, look,
Yeah.
it
I
went up
wonder
by
what
one.
person my sister used to think I was, though, because she would see the singular tap or she would see all the like 20,000 likes. It's like, wow, 20,000 different accounts just liked you. So this drink is kind of inspired a Chinese drink or a drink that gets sold in China that is it's typically warm, but sometimes it's chilled, but it's essentially corn milk.
Okay.
And a lot of times it's simmered on the stovetop after it's blended here with a stick of cinnamon. There's also a couple of Mexican variations too. There's all sorts of different cultures that do this. So before you're like, what is going on with you? This is the thing. You know, I don't think that's as much corn as I thought it would be because I thought about the measurement. So I'm going to do one more corn.
You have an endless supply of corn.
I really
Endless.
do. Never ending corn.
Endless.
It's corn. Wow, I can't believe that hasn't been said yet. Gosh, that kid is just so cute. So you can do this in batches if you want. Bloop, bloop.
Did you ever see the video that Andrea and I made when we were doing Corn Week last year?
I don't know if I did. No.
I will send it to you.
Please do. Please do. So I just
All
have
the things.
brown sugar, corn, and milk in here. Now, there are some recipes that are just like equal parts water and corn. There are some that the corn isn't already cooked, you can simmer the corn in water with sugar and then add milk and process it. But I'm going to process this real quick.
Thank you for the follow, guys. Appreciate it. If you're just scrolling through, we go live every single day.
Weird how corn can be blended super easily, but the digestive system is like, nope.
Yes, corn likes to the same way of the
Right. But my blender had
yes.
no problem. So just a quick sieving. Yes. Just going to push some of this through. And I don't need to push this all the way through since I'm just making one drink. So I'm just going to, okay, let's continue on with the drink making. Now with this one, the kind of idea was just kind of a corn, but sweet and salty kind of moment there. Very much so like kettle corn. So dumped out the ice that was in here and my glass is all nice and chilled now. And so then I have brown sugar and salt and I'll rim the edges. Now, if you have a lime wedge or a lemon wedge on hand, that actually makes it stick way better. I'm going to do that.
I was just asking if you wet the rim at all.
Yeah, like sometimes water does a really great job, but that's with standard sugar. I used brown sugar. So not as easy, but a lot of bartenders will use simple syrup, lime juice. Like there's all sorts of ways you can go about it to make it stick. Give it a nice, good little rim job there. This should be a martini glass because it is a quarantini, but all right.
We work with what we got.
Right, right. And so for this, it's just going to be this corn milk and then bourbon and then butterscotch schnapps. But because I'm not drinking at the moment, I'm doing this fakey non-alcoholic bourbon, which I do really enjoy. I do enjoy it. I do think that the non-alcoholic bourbons out there aren't going to be as great as they're not as great as they're going to be in a couple of decades, just because the bourbons we have been in barrels for 14 years plus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And rather than the butterscotch schnapps, I am using, I wish I had butterscotch syrup, but I am doing salted caramel. But this drink absolutely is amazing with the bourbon, butterscotch schnapps, and the corn. Like, that's exactly. And then people will look at you like a weirdo when you serve it. Like, hey, you want to drink some corn? And I'm doing 1.5 of that.
Okay.
Every time I use a shaker, I go over how to do the shaker. So I'll do it real quick.
Definitely do that. So
Load it up with ice.
I was watching a live earlier in the week where the person put a nice rounded ice cube into the shaker.
Oh, yeah. I love it when they do that. It
Now,
is nice, but the thing is, when you're shaking it, what you're doing is you're rounding the edges of your ice. You can tell how great of a job you did by shaking it by looking at the shape of the ice, because if the ice is round, then you know that you've done just enough of that. So, like, I
okay.
have been bartending before, and my head bartender would, like, look at my ice in my shaker after the fact.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the singular ice cube is just a different technique, but
Yep.
one I've
Now,
never used, but I think it's pretty cool.
I wanted to ask you because you're the bartender here. I always thought that uh, you wouldn't want to use a smooth ice cube because it's not going to get your drink as cold or as chilled as you want it to get.
I think it would be used if you do want it cold, but you don't want any sort of watering down of the drink, or you want it very little. But if you want it very little at that point, then that's when you stir. Like, that's when you would stir and then strain. So
Okay.
I
All right.
guess it's a fancy trick to look cool. I mean, oh, ice cube I have, you know.
Right. Right.
So when you're using the shaker, you're going to do the large one at the bottom. And then whenever you do your drinks, like, technically you're supposed to do the cheapest ingredient first. So in case you mess up, but I already knew what I was doing, so I didn't do that. And then you put the shaker in. It's got to be straight. And then you're going to press it. And it's going to be suctioned enough to where you can lift that. And to hold it with one
Okay.
hand, two fingers, thumb, here. And then that's when you get with the end. You know, every bartender has their own. That's not mine. That's not my professional one. I don't know.
Uh,
But when you do like this, that's when you're getting all those ice cubes and getting all the. And this is still suctioned. So in order to break that suction easily, we're going to look at where this is and we're going to hit right in the middle. Not always done the first try. There we go. There's usually some liquid in the top.
okay. So I'm downloading this live, and we're going to put your dance on TikTok. Yes, we are.
I should have had a better dance choreographed. I need a choreographer.
No, I think it was perfect.
Mm, that is good. Like, I know this is all non-alcoholic on my end, and I can taste the bourbon, so I can imagine that with a quality bourbon, that would be really good. But
Describe it.
Kettle Quarantini.
Yes,
You get
describe
the nice saltiness and sweetness from the rim. Oh, my sister just now showed up, and she says to do it again. You missed out, girl.
it. You'll see the TikTok.
You'll see the TikTok. That is really good, though. So, and people ask me, like, hey, you know, if you're not drinking, then why do bourbon? Like, why even have that? Because we like the taste of bourbon.
And
You know what I mean?
and besides,
Right? Like, that's not why I'm not drinking bourbon.
yeah, there's nothing wrong with a good mocktail.
Absolutely not. Like, I'm not embarrassing at all.
Yes.
That's the way I feel about it. So I have the Kettle Quarantini that I made, and then this is the first thing I made, which is really the star of the show. If you stopped watching after these, like, okay.
Yeah, you saw the
But
stuff.
the elote corn fritters, so good. And then I stuck the pasta salad in here.
That oven is not hot, by the way, guys.
The oven's not hot, just the pan. Just the pan's
Just
hot,
the
not
pan.
the oven.
Yes.
And then, a paella pasta. Like, I should have done shrimp or something in here to make it like a paella. Oh, next time. Next time. So that is it. Thank you all so much for being patient with my stove not behaving today.
You
And
guys
I
are
will be
watching.
back on tomorrow at 4 Central, and I'll be doing mustard for breakfast. And then I'll come back on every Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central.
This is Cutting the Mustard with Taylor Rose.
All right. Thank y'all for coming in. Happy mustarding.